This country has been going through a hard time recently, and we've been covering it through the economics of the situation, the politics of the situation. One thing we haven't really spoken about is the gun issue in this country. It's been a while. As Stain say. That song is stuck in my head mainly because there were these compilation CDs that would come out and the commercials would have that song. And everything I can remember. And it's been a while. So every time I think of it's been a while, that's what I think of. And I notice when I was in conversation, I'll say it that way. Well, it's been a while. And people look at me weird. As they should. Who talks like that? Nobody. Just people who are starved for attention. But it's been a while since we talked about the gun element in this country. There are too many guns on the street, they say. I don't own one, so I don't think there are that many, actually. Because if there was a lot of it, I would own it. Pokemon cards, had them. Yu-Gi-Oh cards, had them. Tamagotchis, had them. Beyblades, had them. And those were everywhere. So if guns were everywhere, I should have a gun by now. But I don't. Recently, another gun, not death, but a gun fiasco occurred. And it should be talked about on this program. YouTube prankster shot and wounded by target of practical joke. Tanner Cook, 21, was reportedly playing a joke on a man at a Virginia mall when the victim of the prank shot him in the abdomen. But what was the prank? No one gets into what the prank was. It took place in the food court. Fantastic. That's where, if you're going to shoot someone at the mall, it should be the food court. Because you might have the post-shooter's high, and you will be very hungry. And if you're lucky, Dairy Queen's right there. You can have their good old flamethrower burger. They don't say what the prank is, but the father of Tanner Cook says, thankfully, God protected our son, and he will live to prank again. And I have a bit of an issue with that. I think the shooting was actually God. And yes, a man just randomly shooting a kid in a mall is a bit much. But to be fair, he was getting pranked. And maybe the prank wasn't good. And we have two problems in this country. Too many guns, too many pranksters. And maybe this is an opportunity to marry the two. Now, I'm not saying he should have got shot, but I understand why he got shot. And maybe it's time we identified who in our society is a possible shooter and directed them at the YouTube pranksters. So we solve both solutions at the same time. These shooters get it out of their system and they take out a group of people we don't want, which is the YouTube prankster. That is a solution to gun control, if you ask me. Or a solution to gun shootings, if you ask me. That's a real solution. Now, I'm not advocating anyone does that. I'm just spitballing. Not saying we should be doing this. But it is an option. And considering some of these YouTubers who are annoying are of a certain age, it could really just get to the bottom of the problem for both sides. Them being annoying and these shooters wanting to shoot young people. Shoot the right young people. Is that what I'm advocating for? Is that 2024's mission of this campaign? I think it might be. But we are not advocating violence. This is not a call to action. Maybe we take those simps and those incels and we train them to get YouTube pranksters. This is not a call to arms. This is not a call to arms. This is just, I'm hypothetically speaking. This is intellectual jazz, baby. We're just throwing things out there. The real issue with guns really is the victims. It's the people who are getting shot that we don't approve of. Like, nah, don't be going after children. Now, when it's a gangster or it's criminals, we don't mind when they get shot because you look for it, Same thing with military people. We don't think the Joker was kind of right in Dark Knight a little bit. I don't like to sympathize with villains, but he had a point there. Everyone, is cool and calm. It isn't until the innocents get taken out that we start making a fuss. So let's shift that a bit. Let's add one more name to the approved shooting list. YouTube pranksters. That's all I'm asking. Or all I'm suggesting. Not a call to arms, by the way. Or a call to action. We're going to have to keep saying that over and over. Bobby in post, put a graphic that says this is not a call to action. But it's something to consider, no?